Alright, so in this problem, we're just in a very straightforward way, just given a system of equations, right? And we just want to find x minus y. So for the solution xy, what is the value of x minus y? So what we want to do is just find the value of x here, find the value of y, and then just find the difference between them. So I'm going to do this with substitution. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll just take this one and isolate one of the variables. So take the second equation, I'll just, let's say, isolate x. So I'll do plus 3y on both sides here. So it'll be 6x equals 5 plus 3y. Then I divide both sides by 6, right? So I can get my x by itself, so 6 goes away. So x is equal to, remember when we have this sort of fraction, we can do first term over the bottom, so 5 over 6 plus second term over the bottom, so that's 1/2 y. Okay, so we have an expression for x. Now let's plug this in for x up here. So let me scoot over a little bit. We can have, so again, so we know that x is equal to this, so we could put in this for x right here. So that'll be 7 times 5/6 plus 1/2 y plus 3y is equal to 8, right? Again, I just plugged this in for x. And here now we can solve for y because that's our only variable. So let me go ahead and distribute the 7 first. So that'll be 35 over 6 plus 7 over 2y plus 3y is equal to 8. I'll combine like terms. So here it'll still be 35 over 6, then plus, so that'll be 13 over 2y is equal to 8. I want to isolate my y, so I'll just subtract 35 over 6 on both sides here. So that gives me 13 over 2y is equal to 8 minus 35 over 6. And so to combine these two, I'll put this in fractional form with the same denominator, right? So that'll actually be 13 over 2y is equal to 48 over 6 minus 35 over 6, right? That's the same denominator, and 48 over 6 is 8, so I just put, I'm trying to combine these two fractions. And so that'll then give me, so 13 over 2y is equal to 48 over 6 minus 35 over 6. That's equal to 13 over 6. And finally, to isolate my y, I can divide both sides by 13 over 2, so that this goes away. I have my y by itself. And we remember to divide fractions, flip the second and multiply, right? So it would be 13 over 6 times, flip the second and multiply, so over, times 2 over 13. The 13's cancel out, you get 2 over 6, which is 1/3. So we know y is equal to 1/3. And now, to finally solve for x, we take this 1/3, right, and we can plug it into this expression because here x is written in terms of y, so we know y is equal to 1/3. Let's put in 1/3 and then figure out what x is. So then x is equal to 5/6 plus 1/2 times 1/3. So that's equal to 5 over 6 plus 1 over 6, right? So that's equal to 6 over 6. So x is equal to 1. So then what we're looking for is x minus y. So we know x is 1. We know y is 1/3. So x minus y is equal to 1 minus 1/3. You can also express it, if you'd like, as 3 over 3 minus 1 over 3, right? So that will give us 2/3, positive 2/3. So that's answer choice B.